If you're looking for a toothbrush made by a reputable brand that has dentist recommended features and cleans the teeth well, the Sonicare Series 5300 is a brilliant choice. I say just buy it. Like all other Sonicare brushes, the 5300 has a sonic cleaning action that does a superb job of removing plaque from my teeth and gums, as the images you see on screen now confirms. Unlike some of the more affordable models Philips manufacture, the 5300 offers up to 62,000 movements per minute. It therefore gives me the best Sonicare cleaning experience. I have no grounds for complaint. When a brush head is positioned in tight spaces such as between the molar teeth and my cheek, it can make the brush work less effectively. The next generation technology built into this handle is supposed to deliver more consistent cleaning performance. I can't say I noticed any meaningful difference between this and previous Sonicare brushes, but I also can't say there isn't an improvement. Being able to select between two different brushing intensities is really useful. I like having the option of a less intense mode should my teeth feel more sensitive. There is a noticeable difference between each. It's a shame that there are no mode labels or icons on the handle to differentiate between them. It's not a deal breaker in my opinion. If it is for you, consider the Series 5500. The 5300 does default to the last used intensity. Irrespective of intensity, the brush is configured to sextant pacing. This means I get alerts to move from one zone of the mouth to another at 20-second intervals. It's a slightly different approach to the 30-second quadrant pacing that a large number of brushes, including other Sonicare models, have. I do like how after 2 minutes it powers off automatically. It makes it really clear I have achieved the recommended brushing time. Having pretty much mastered my brushing technique, I know not to apply too much force as I clean my teeth, but the built-in pressure sensor is very useful nonetheless. I think new electric toothbrush users could find this particularly beneficial. It helps doing unnecessary damage to the teeth and gums. Should it be activated, a different vibration pattern is felt through the handle and only stops when pressure is relieved. It would be nice if there was a large LED on the handle that was lit when activated as an extra warning. The brush head replacement reminder light does flash, but it's not very noticeable due to its positioning. That said, the vibration and resulting change in sound works for all different people. Whether you are able-bodied, deaf or blind, the alert mechanism works. My 5300 came supplied with a W2 Optimum White set of bristles. It's one of a range of interchangeable brush heads Philips offer. I've tried them all and truth be told, the cleaning results don't tend to differ all that much between them. I certainly haven't got noticeably whiter teeth as a consequence of using the W2 head. What does differ is the brushing sensation. The S2 sensitive head, for example, is noticeably more gentle. Like most other Sonicare handles, the 5300 reads the RFID chip in the brush head and alerts me via an LED when the head has passed its recommended usage time. Even I, as a toothbrush tester, can forget when I last replaced my head. Despite the increased e-waste, it can be a really useful feature. Bristles do wear and clean less effectively over time. In the hand it feels solid and generally well built, with a nice weighting, like most Sonicare brushes. Personally, I do prefer the lack of gloss plastics on offer here. The matte finish to the brush looks and feels, to me at least, more sophisticated than the likes of the Pro series from Oral-B, for example. There is a notable lack of textured surfaces which I would have thought might make the handle feel slippy and more difficult to use when wet, yet I haven't struggled. Those with dexterity issues might feel slightly different. It's somewhat surprising the 5300 doesn't have a seamless button design like the Prestige 9900 that Sonicare launched a couple of years ago. The design was said to improve reliability that came from toothpaste and gunk building up in the gap between the button and the body of the handle. I've no evidence from my weeks of testing to suggest durability is impacted here, but one positive benefit is that the 5300's power cum intensity button is softer and easier to use than the seamless one on the Prestige. Unlike the slimmer 11 to 4100 series models, this 5300 is noticeably thicker in the hand. When I say thicker, it's typically sized to most competing toothbrushes. The notable benefit of the increased size and weight is the battery life. I achieved a very respectable 46 days compared to the 17 of the 4100 series. With such battery life, I needed to top up the battery approximately once a month. The three LEDs on the handle give feedback on the remaining charge. When very low, the added vibration pattern through the handle is useful as an extra reminder it's time to recharge. It can take up to 24 hours to replenish the lithium-ion battery. It's a bit longer than most, but hardly a big issue. Although there is a version of the 5300 supplied with a travel case, it does not offer in-the-case charging. However, Philips does sell the CP2171 case that does and is compatible. Sadly, rather than the future-proofed USB Type-C connector, it requires Philips' CP2149 cable that has a Type-A connector at one end and a proprietary 2-pin connector at the other. Kudos to Philips though, charging case or not, they are very compact and no heavier than they needing to be. Other toothbrush cases can be far bulkier for no obvious reasons. Philips is trying to be more sustainable. Paper-based packaging is now the preference rather than plastic, and the charging stand has a USB Type-A connector at the end of it and not a 2-pin adapter you might expect. No USB to 2-pin adapter is included in the box. This can be purchased separately. Whilst I would like to hope that the included battery far exceeds the supplied 2-year warranty, it's worth mentioning it can be fairly easily replaced if needs be. It's not something Philips are actively promoting, but my instructional video linked below demonstrates how. If I were trying to make conscious purchasing decisions, I'd welcome the Made in the Netherlands text found on the box. However, the charging stand isn't. It's clearly labelled as being made in China, and I'd question whether some of the electrical components inside the handle are. This doesn't feel particularly ethical to state Netherlands on the box and make no mention of China. At the time of recording, the retail price of the 5300 is around £170, with a typical selling price of about £70. Factor in replacement brush heads and the 5300 will cost just shy of £150 over 3 years. The variant with the travel case is about £10 dearer. This is a very fair price, all things considered. If you are particularly cost conscious, you will likely save a few pounds by opting for the 4100 series. It's very similar with minor compromises. You could also consider Oral-B's equivalent model, the Pro 3. It will work out cheaper, but you don't benefit from the battery life, brush head reminder system and refined design that Philips offer. With the experience I have trying out all sorts of electric toothbrushes from different brands at different price points, I can confidently say that this is a decent toothbrush that will do you proud and I can happily recommend it.